Good morning. I have some sweet potato plants here that I started a few months ago, and they're like busting to get planted somewhere. I had some ideas of planting them in these 2 wine barrels in the front of my house on the porch. So anyway, I think I'm gonna do that now. So here's the root ball. They've been in here so long that there's really no helping having to kind of ruin the roots a little bit. I'm gonna try and do this one-handedly. So did I mention that these are red Russian kale? There's 3 in each wine barrel, and I separated the sweet potatoes. If you remember, I had planted these back in March, I believe it was, and they each have fairly good developed root systems. And I could separate the slips off of the cut tuber, but I'm not, because it really doesn't matter that much, and I think that they'll do just fine this way. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna plant them like that. I kind of spaced them out already. Dig a little hole, plant it in, and I don't think I put any fertilizer in this container when I put the kale in, so I'm gonna put some fertilizer in, but not today probably, because anyway, it's actually a toilsome thing for me to go upstairs. So since I went up the stairs to come up on this porch, I'm probably not gonna want to come back up. So maybe I'll save that for tomorrow. Anyway, they're kind of a little bit hidden by the kale, and of course the kale's gonna get bigger as well. But I guess the idea is that since they're vining, they'll cascade over the sides. So that's where the extra growing space is. And in the meantime, they'll make their lovely spuds, sweet potatoes beneath, and grow that way. There they are, nicely planted, looking nice and full already. Looks cool to me. Well, I decided to come over to 2nd Street to check out what's going on. There's this apple tree, and it's just loaded with like little fruits, and it's amazing. I mean, I can't even get over it. It's just heavy with fruit. So it might actually not be a good thing, because it is the first year, and it might be advisable to prune back some of these, or just prick off the ones that are not as big and vigorous. Like, for instance, this one here, this we would leave. Probably leave this clump right here. But these are the little things that are growing alongside it. They probably should go, because they're probably gonna deplete the nutrients that are going to the main fruits, like these. So and this camera does not want to focus. Anyway, Now here come the sirens. Alright, I'm on pause. Okay, so I'm still standing by this apple tree. There's a nice one. Anyway, I'm gonna consider that a little further. I'm not gonna do it today because my focus is planting these strawberries. I had planted some before, I just planted that one. I planted a few before, and I decided I would donate a couple more, well, 4 more. Anyway, I wanted to show you, when you plant a strawberry, you want to make sure that anything that is above the root area of the established plants in the pots, you never want to cover any of that with soil when you replant it. So when you transplant it, it's actually better to plant it shallow. There's some kind of riddle or rhyme or whatever that you say about planting trees and strawberries above the root zone, but I don't remember what it is. Maybe I'll look it up. So anyway, there you go. Even if you have a few roots exposed, that's better than if you plant it too deep below the soil. So I'm gonna go ahead and plant the rest of these. There it goes. Planted a few. Now it actually looks like a strawberry bed. I think I had like 6 in here before, now it's 10. So somebody might notice them, I don't know. Anyway, over here I'm about to plant some cabbages. I already started planting some. And I wanted to show you that in the opposite way with the strawberries, you don't want to plant below the root area, below the base of the plant, whereas with cabbages and other brassicas, it's permissible to do that. You can plant pretty deep, actually. You could plant up to maybe like that far, depending on how big the plant is. You could probably plant to several inches. But anyway, this one I'm going to plant about 1 inch or so deeper than the base of the roots. I'm going to dig a little hole. And sink it in. It's okay to smash it down too, since it's a young plant. And see, there you go. And what you really want, and the reason why you do that, is so that the plant stays nice and upright. Because cabbages and all these other brassicas, if you allow them to fall over, they really don't recover very well. And then they stop growing. They just kind of get stunted. So you really don't want to do that. You want to make sure that they get planted nice and straight. If the stem is crooked, this one had a crooked stem, you just bury it up until where it's nice and straight, and so that it stands up. Okay? Okay, so here's an example of a good one that's pretty long. It's also got a crooked stem, and I'm just gonna make a nice deep hole, and I'm just gonna plant it. I'm gonna probably plant it about this high. All of this here is gonna be covered with soil and or mulch. All right. And of course, again, the reasoning is because you want them to stand up straight. And also, what happens eventually is that the roots will start to grow out of the part that's below the soil. So you ultimately get a stronger plant that way. Okay, Okay, so there you have it. Got all my little cabbages planted in. Sweet, sweet, sweet. So that's really only half the bed. I think I wanted to put Brussels sprouts on the other side. In the meantime, I have these broccoli that I didn't realize it was broccoli that I was bringing with me. So everything's growing nicely. I mean, look at the size of that. I think this is a collard green. I'm not sure. It came in a salad mix, of course. This is red Russian kale. This is Vate's kale. And this is dinosaur kale. And here's some corn. The lettuces are doing really well. The arugula is starting to go to seed, but that's to be expected. As soon as it starts to get a little warm, they start to bolt. I planted onions over there. That whole bed is onions, basically. And sugar baby watermelon seeds I planted. I planted some nasturtiums by seed in here, and they're already sprouting. Isn't that cool? So I can't wait for those. I think there's some kind of, I don't remember, red variety. And there's some peas. These are the peas that I planted a couple of weeks ago. What was it, last week? Anyway, this is the untreated side. And this over here is the treated side. No, I'm sorry. That is totally wrong. That's the treated side. And this is the untreated side. But also, they're coming up nicely. And I wanted to show you, this is basically, if you hadn't guessed before, this is a no-dig bed. When they establish these beds, they put compost on the bottom. Well, they put like landscape cloth on the bottom. And they put compost inside the box. And then on top of that, they put like a 4-inch layer of mulch. And so it's decomposing nicely. But I wanted to show you this here. I don't know if you can see the little white. This is mycelium. From what I assume is mycorrhiza. That's gonna establish itself nicely. And do benefit to whatever is growing in the garden in each box. Meanwhile, I do want to plant these broccoli plants. That was my plan. My plan was to put them on the end here. Get rid of this crazy rock. And I'm going to try and work on this to get it ready. Okay, so I planted the broccoli. They're in staggered rows, if you hadn't noticed. It's kind of like a zigzag. Anyway, I also wanted to show you that there's some apricots on this tree. It's only 3, but hopefully they won't fall off. They're so cute. It's a nice tree, but it didn't really do much. And this one didn't do anything at all. This is peaches. They look like they're supposed to be donut peaches. They're so cute. Oh, there you go. Kind of flat on one end. So cute. And this is some regular peaches. Let's try this one. Regular peach. This is a cherry tree. It's got a few cherries. So cool. Well, this over here is a pear. This used to be, I guess, a hopeful fruit, but it's no longer. This is another peach. Got peaches all over. Very nice. This is an apple tree. I don't see any fruits on this one. But it's getting tall. I think I have to clip the tops off. That one up there is too tall. And this one is too tall also, but it's heavy with fruits. Well, maybe not too heavy, but it's fairly heavy with fruit. There's fruit down here. Right there. These don't look like they need thinning. And this is a pear tree, and they are adorable. These little pears on the tree, just so cute. Needless to say, there's only a few. I don't think they need to be thinned. I think this is a bartlett. Look at that pretty color already. And I already showed you that apple tree. There's some persimmons over here, but they got frost. They got knocked back by frost. This whole stem here is dead, and it's coming back from that. So I don't know how persimmons grow. I don't know if they fruit on new wood or old wood. If they fruit on old wood, then this is over. There's no hope for this. I just spied something which is very encouraging. I just planted these Swiss chard over here just like 3 days ago, I think it was. They're already coming up. How exciting is that? Anyway, Anyway, if you don't know, my legs are kind of I have weak legs. It's hard for me to walk here because the surface of the ground is so uneven. But I don't mind it too much. I only feel the pain when I stop gardening, so that's why I keep gardening. Anyway, I think I'm done for now. I asked my son to come and bring me some tools, but I don't think I need anything. I'm just gonna go home.